What's up, everyone? Back for another Whodunit Beer review, and today's beer comes courtesy once again of a good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Caleb. So huge thanks to him for this beer. I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mail boxing video I did that contains all the goodies that he hooked me up with, and he hooked me up with 3 different Whodunit beers to review. I already reviewed the first of the 3. This is the second, and I can't wait to get into it. So what are Whodunit beer reviews? Well, they're basically blind/mystery beer reviews where somebody will wrap up and conceal a beer, like Caleb did with this one. They will then either send or give me said beer, and I'll review it like I do any other beer on my channel, with the lone exception being, of course, I have no idea what the beer is. So at the end of the review, I try to guess the beer's style, its ABV, and if I'm feeling good enough, I'll try to guess the exact beer itself, although that is rare. I will then rate the beer before revealing to both you and myself. So what do I know about this one? Well, looks like it's in another 16-ounce can. It was sent to me by Caleb, who resides in the state of Maine, and at the time I review, this beer is around, at the very least, 3.5 months old, and that's because Caleb sent this beer to me back in late May, and we are now in early September when I'm reviewing this one. So of course, this is at least 3.5 months old, although it could be older because it could be an aged can he sat on, could be something that had a couple months on it already, who knows. That's the beauty of these. The first beer he sent to me, spoilers, I pretty much nailed it, but it was a IPL, an India Pale Lager, that when I reviewed it was 4 months old. So you would think with a hop-forward lager, maybe it fell off and maybe I would pick up on it. Not really. It was still a very vibrant IPL at 4 months old, and I pretty much nailed it. And that's the beauty of it. You don't know exactly what these beers are, so until you review it and then reveal it, you have no idea. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, let me give this a little bit of roll because I have no idea what's in here. Now, this has been out of my fridge for about 45 minutes, so I'm hoping that it's in appropriate, around appropriate temperature. There's a little bit of a rip here on the label. Can't really see anything around the, I should say, napkins. Can't really see anything, but yeah, these held up quite well. Now, the napkin or paper towel, whatever Caleb used, very thin, but yeah, can't see through it or anything, so we're good. Anyway, let's crack this one open. I'm hoping for like a big lager stout that's coming out. So I said I was hoping for a big lager stout or something, and it could be. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna pour it like this. I don't want to ruin my oh god. That's what you have the napkins there for, to preserve all the goodness that will spill over. So anyway, what does this look like? Well, I'll tell you right now, it tastes like a great, like, imperial stout. Stout's great imperial stout, just based on a little bit of taste of that. So that has a pretty much pitch black color. It was poured out, it was more dark brown, pitch black. Has about a 1.5, 2 fingers of this really nice, creamy colored looking head, some bigger bubbles. It is dissipating, and there is some residue here, which would lead me to believe that this is somewhat of a adjunct beer, maybe coconut there on the sides, or something else, but definitely looks like an adjunct type of beer, although with that little bit of taste there, really not too much. Yeah, but it looks like some kind of imperial stout, and it looks like it has alcohol legs, so I'm thinking imperial stout. Let's get a nose. Oh, yeah, so big roasty kind of stout vibe to this one. I'm getting roasted malts, borderline on char. There's a really nice coffee roast to this one. I feel like there's a little bit of coconut in here. Like a smidge of like regular coconut. If there's coconut in here, it's probably toasted coconut because that's what most places use, but it just feels like a generic kind of coconut. Big chocolate, like a dark chocolate, like a 50-60% cacao bar type of chocolate, like not real sweet. Is that maple? Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely, what the fuck? I don't think this is barrel aged at all. I got something that was reminiscent of PB&J. Like some kind of dark berry or like kind of dark fruit note, but not just a smidge of like peanut butter, but not really. Yeah, I don't know. Based on the legs here, I'm going to guess this is at least 10%. Based on the look of it, I'm going to say imperial stout along with the legs. And I think there's probably a couple different adjuncts just on the nose, but let's get into it. As you can see, there's condensation here. This is probably like 50, maybe low 50s. I'd probably want to see this more 55, 60. So it is cooler down here now. We're in early September. It's not that warm out, so these don't warm up as much when I bring them out of the fridge, but whatever. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers to everybody. Thanks again, Caleb. So not a lot of carbonation left. You saw that it dissipated quite quickly, the head and whatnot. Body in this one's higher side of medium, lower side of full, so definitely has a heft behind it to some degree. If this is an Imperial Stout that I think is like around 10%, I'm not getting any warming into the chest, nothing in the stomach, not even really anything on taste. This doesn't taste like a big stout. First off, body, higher side of medium, lower side of full, has a decent heft behind it, which would make me think that this is in more in the 8 to 10 range than anything else. The mouthfeel, though, it doesn't have a lot of carbonation. It's not flat, but it's very lightly carb. It makes it soft and smooth, but it doesn't really have a creaminess to it. The taste is weird, though. I'm not getting a ton of adjuncts. I'm getting like a chocolate, like a real heavy chocolate, but it's like a 50, 60% cacao bar, like I said in the nose. But it still has that roasted malt, almost borderline char. There's a nice coffee roast. But for the most part, this one's drinking like a really nice Imperial Stout that might have chocolate and coffee in it. But on the nose, I was getting a little bit of coconut. I started getting PB&J vibes. It's sweet, but not overly so. That charry, roasted kind of, scenario at the beginning of the palate kind of carries on throughout the palate, so it's omnipresent. I'm getting like a light berry or something on the back of the palate. Starting to get a little bit warmer in the chest and in the stomach. I don't know. I think age may have done this one some injustice here, because I don't think, if there's a lot of adjuncts in here, they haven't held up well based on what I'm tasting. I'm not going to be surprised if I take this off and there's literally, 3 or 4 different adjuncts. I hope not, because I can't really taste most of them. Yeah, I don't really know what to think about this one. On the back of the palate, it's more sweet than dry or bitter, but there's a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of dryness, but it definitely leans sweeter. I really don't know. I'm going to say this is either an Imperial Stout or Imperial Porter. I was thinking 10% before, but I'm going to say this is more in like the 8.5, 9 range. So I'm going to say, just go Imperial Stout at 9%. Adjuncts, there could be some cacao nibs in here or some just chocolate in general. I think there might be coffee. It would not surprise me, and this is going to be a cop-out. This is where I'm going to name a couple adjuncts, and when I take off the wrapping, I'm going to go, oh, yeah, see, that made sense. Because that's what you do. That's what you do. You got to make yourself look way smarter than you actually are. That's what I do all the time with these reviews, because I'm dumb as fuck. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a maple or a coconut, something that has a sweetness, but I think it's fallen off enough where it's just a generic sweetness in here. And it's happened to me a lot of beers that I've reviewed over the last couple months with maple. I don't think there's maple in here, though. I'm not getting enough of like an actual maple character. There could be that, like a berry or some kind of dark fruit. I'm just gonna say 9% Imperial Stout, chocolate, coffee. If it's higher than that, they hid the alcohol quite well. Like I said, I can taste it I can feel it in my chest and my stomach, not really on the palate. So if it's like 10 plus, that's amazing. But I'm gonna say 9% Imperial Stout, chocolate, coffee, and that's all I got. So let's see how right or wrong I am, as Caleb wrote his name on it. So we're gonna take this off and see what this, okay, Hot Fudge. What is this? Hot Fudge Monday. I don't know who this is from. Let me take the rest of this. I have to take it from the bottom here. So it says hot fudge, so I was right with chocolate. Let's see. Okay. Hey, I'm pretty happy with how I did. If I could get the rest of this fucking wrapper off. I don't want to. Just, come on, it should come off now. There we go, it came off. We're good. Anyway. Holy fuck. I think the best parts of watching any kind of, blind / mystery / whodunit reviews is trying to get out of here. So, trying to get the wrapping off. It's such a fucking tough issue. They even, like, this was a good wrap, fine, it concealed everything, but it wasn't even on there like some people, like Jeff, aka No Jinx, who puts, like, duct tape on it. But anyway, so this is Hot Fudge Monday from Lone Pine. What is it? It's an Imperial Stout brewed with chocolate, cocoa nibs, and hazelnut, 8%. I said 9%, 8%. I'm fine with that. Like I said, based on the ABV, it didn't hide the alcohol that well. I said 9 because I thought, I could feel it in my stomach and my chest, but chocolate and cocoa nibs, I definitely said that. It says hazelnut, I said coffee. Now that's where the hazelnut, I think, is given like that generic sweetness or different character that I wasn't really picking up on. That's why I said could be maple, could be, some kind of, I'm not getting like a nuttiness here or any kind of like I know what hazelnut, I've had so many beers with hazelnut in them, not really getting here. I think that's fallen off a little bit, but I said 9%, it's 8%. I said Imperial Stout with cocoa nibs or chocolate and coffee. It's an Imperial Stout with chocolate, cocoa nibs, and hazelnut. I think I did pretty well. Life is short. The work week is long. Drink a dessert first. Unfiltered, unpasteurized, because all good things are wild and free. Keep refrigerated. Craft beers are better fresh. Live yeast may settle. Do we have a date on here? Nah, it just says something 20. So, Caleb, if you know how old this is, let me know. Let me pour the rest of this and see if there's any like sludge or anything on the bottom here. A lot of times that happens. I'll drink the rest of it here. Not all of it, but take a sip here and just see. No, hazelnut's still not coming through on this one. The chocolate definitely did. It was more cacao nibs, more of a like baker's chocolate into like the less sweet chocolate. You get the chocolate without the sweetness. What I like about this one is not overly sweet. Like I said, a lean sweet, but it's not overly sweet. I didn't rate it, did I? Honestly, I would give this like a high 4 out of 5. I'd go like 4.1. To get into 4.25, I'd want to taste that hazelnut, or I just want more complexity. It's not very complex. It had the roasted malts charred, and then you get like the chocolate and whatnot. But outside of that, this really just drank like a chocolate Imperial Stout to me. That's what it tasted like blind. But 4.1 out of 5 is pretty good. That's honestly what I'd give it. To get higher, I'd want that hazelnut. I want the alcohol maybe hidden a little bit, but maybe not, 8%, whatever. But I think I did pretty well. Caleb sent me 2 beers, and I've done pretty well on them, so I'm really happy. Now I'm curious about the third one. He sent me an IPL. He sent me a big Imperial Stout that's, adjunct laden. What will he send me next? I have no idea, but we're going to review the next one at some point. Price and availability, I have no idea. So Caleb, let me know what you paid for these. I would guess like probably $5, $6 a can, probably like, $20 a 4-pack, $22 a 4-pack, something like that. And availability is probably wherever Lone Pine gets distribution in Maine. I doubt these get in, like we get Lone Pine here, like their OJ and all that stuff. I doubt we'll ever see something like this. Probably either brewery only or like very, very small distribution. But pretty good beer, 4.1 out of 5. I think I did a pretty good job. What do you guys think? Think I did? I didn't nail it. I missed on the hazelnut and a little bit high on the ABV, but I'm happy. I'm pretty fucking happy. So thanks again to Caleb for this one. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Like I said, I have one more Whodunit from Caleb, and then I have no more. So if people want to send me some, we want to do a beer trade at some point, we can work that out. I will say, though, I have 5 or 6 beer mails that I have to send out to other people before I do any other trades. I'm going to do that over the next probably 2 months, make it up to people who've sent me stuff back in the summer when I was going through all the issues and whatnot. So once that clears up, I definitely want some more Whodunits. So if anybody wants to send it my way, let me know. Anyway, thanks again to Caleb, everybody. To the next one. Cheers.